Let's do this real quick. Oh, I'm already there. Duh. Right here. This is what I'm looking for. Okay. Think we're ready to go? I was kind of deciding on what my background should be. I have to look at it here in a minute when I get the stream up and running. All right, so they're making their picks now. All right, we are good to go. What is going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with my second stream of the day. And we got the 2026 College Football National Championship featuring the 13-2 Miami Hurricanes, who come in as the 10th seed, and the number 1 ranked, undefeated, best team in the country, the Indiana Hoosiers. As far as how did these two teams get here? Well, Miami, they played. Oh wow, look at that. Nick Saban wearing a Miami hat. That looks weird. That looks weird. But Miami took care of business against A&M, Texas A&M, 10-3. Very low scoring, very sloppy game. Miami won, and then we saw them what they did to Ohio State, beat us by 10. I remember that stream. I was literally balancing watching the game and streaming Stranger Things because I'm a freaking lunatic. Yeah, I know. Looking back at it, I probably could have held off on the Stranger Things, but I couldn't risk getting spoiled. To be honest, now that I think about it, I think I should have just held off on the Stranger Things. I mean, it really wasn't all that special. But you never know. I wouldn't have, knowing me, I would have passed on watching the Stranger Things, and I would have been thinking about it all game, and I wouldn't have been locked in. I wasn't locked in to begin with. But then I would have been double screwed because I wouldn't be able to go on Twitter because I would have been spoiled. But yeah, Ohio State lost 24-14, tough game, sucks. And then in their last game on the 8th, about 11 days ago, Miami took down Ole Miss 31-27 in an absolute thriller. Indiana, on the other hand, of course, they were in the Big Ten Championship against Ohio State, beat us by 3. They go out to the Rose Bowl, they smack Alabama around upside the head with a frying pan, and then they do the same thing to Oregon. It got so bad, I came on stream with my belt, and I was giving them the, I was giving Oregon the belt. All right, so looks like wow, Pat going away from everybody else and picking Indiana. Des, Nick, and Marcus all pick Florida. I mean Miami. And for those wondering, yes, despite the fact that it is in Miami, the Hurricanes are the road team because of ranking. That's tough. So looking at this game, the odds, Indiana's 7.5 point favorites, over under 46.5. Money line minus 305. Ironically enough, that's the area code for Miami. 305. South Beach. That's the Hoosiers money line. That's kind of funny. And then plus 245 for the Hurricanes. That's freaking hilarious. And then comparing the leaders for each team. Carson Beck, 319 of 435, 3,581 yards, 29 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Fernando Mendoza, what a year he's had. Heisman winner, 257 of 352 for 3,349 yards, 41 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. Bruh. On the ground, very even matchup here. Mark Fletcher, 199 carries, 1,080 yards, 10 touchdowns. And Roman Hemby, the former Maryland Terrapin, 211 carries, 1,060 yards, 7 touchdowns. Through the air, Malachi Tony, 99 receptions, 1,089 yards, 9 touchdowns. In the thumbnail. In fact, that's the matchup I have in the thumbnail. Omar Cooper, 64 receptions, 866 yards, and 13 touchdowns. Messidor leads the Hurricanes with 10.5 sacks. Hardy has 8 for the Hoosiers. Torrey has 73 tackles for Miami, and Hardy has 99 tackles. Obviously, Miami finished third in the ACC, which is insane to think about. And then Indiana, of course, won the Big Ten. And they're trying to secure another undefeated season for the Big Ten. And this would be the second undefeated national champion in 3 years. And also the third straight Big Ten champion, too. National champion. And it's kind of funny, too, because again, Columbus, Bloomington. The triangle of doom. Beautiful night in Miami. Remember when Hard Rock Stadium used to... All right. Yep, OBS is back to its old garbage self again. Freaking buffering and being garbage. Ohio State's leading recruits for this upcoming class for 26. Chris Henry Jr., Kerry Wilder, Jay Timmons, Sam Greer, and Sincere Johnson. Pretty loaded, if you ask me. Now, transfer portal-wise, they've gone out and got Earl Little Jr., banger, Hunter Wilson, cool, James Smith and Quay Rousseau from Alabama, safety Terry Moore, cornerback Dominic Kelly, linebacker Christian Allegro, defensive tackle John Walker, receiver Devin McQuinn, running back Jacoby Jackson from Florida, cornerback Cameron Calhoun from Alabama, and wide receiver Kyle Parker from LSU. They also got a kicker and a long snapper. And then they got a quarterback in Justin Martin from Maryland. And then Mason Williams, who was their first acquisition in the portal. Same day as Dalton Riggs. I didn't make a video about Riggs because he's a freaking long snapper. What the heck would I be able to say about a long snapper? Oh, he snaps the ball really well, man. Look at that spiral on that snap. Oh my God. He's a freaking long snapper. All right, so yeah, we are just a mere few minutes from kickoff. They're doing a national anthem. Beautiful night in Miami, South Beach, or Coral Gables, I guess is technically what it is. Oh. Oh, how about this? Joe Burrow found his X password and has posted for the first time since 2024. Damn, Joe Burrow popped his head out on Twitter. And by the way, Jeff Hafley, speaking of Miami, today Jeff Hafley was officially announced as their new head coach. So that's cool for him. All right, we got an update from Albert Brea about the Browns coaching search. The Browns' second round of head coaching interviews continues tomorrow with Ravens OC Todd Monken in Cleveland and ex-Dolphins coach Mike McDaniel coming in Wednesday. They're also working on getting Jaguars OC Grant Udinski and Chargers DC Jesse Minter at some point this week. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Jim Schwartz. Oh. The heck? What is that? Oh, I see what it is. It's a rock formation. Oh God. Yeah, you couldn't. No, that's tough. Yeah, buddy's cooked. Yeah, my buddy. Yeah, buddy's cooked. That's tough. That's tough. Little Uzi is at the on the sidelines in Indiana gear. That's a Red Wings hat, actually. Thank you very much. Give me the Udinsky. Now, the next video I'll be doing about the coaching search is probably when they essentially narrow down the finalists. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the picture you see behind me, it says Alabama and Ohio State because this is from 2020. That's why there's like barely anybody in the stands because, of course, the sickness thing was happening. Can you guys believe this has already been like damn near 8 years ago? Almost 6 years ago? Like, oh, it feels like it was yesterday. Literally feels like it was just yesterday I was on here freaking watching my team get ran through by freaking Alabama. What was left of my team anyway. This. It's been 2 years already since Ohio State landed Caleb Downs in the portal. So we're ready for the team entrances. Okay. There's a look at the Miami Hurricanes in the locker room. That's the visitor locker room. That has to be weird. It is the visitor locker room, right? Yeah. That's the visiting locker room. That's tough. I think. Okay. All right, so here comes the Hoosiers. And then there's the Hurricanes as they come out of the locker room. Well, I guess is that their locker room or I don't know. I know they mentioned it, but I don't know. I didn't hear what they were saying about which locker room they're in. They might have just adjusted it to where they're in their own locker room. I don't know. It's hard to say. Styles versus Gunter at the Rumble. Damn. He's putting his career on the line? That's tough. Didn't think he'd retire this early, but damn. All right, here come the Hoosiers. All right. Of course, in terms of their championship history, let's take a look because Miami, obviously, they had a nice run in the early 2000s. They were legit one of the best teams in the country, routinely every year. And here come the Hurricanes, the home team, technically. It's weird. They're the home team, but they're on the road. Don't see that too often. So Miami has 5 national championships, most recently in 2001. And the Indiana Hoosiers national championships. I don't know if they even have one, do they? Carson Beck back in the national championship again. All right. So they have never won a national championship. Makes sense. Okay. Yep. They have never won a national championship, so they're looking for their first. Irvin. Wale Ogunlie. Okay. The honorary captains. You'll probably see Michael Irvin freaking spazzing out on the sideline when they make a big play. Right now are clearly in no rush with their coaching search. Now they're trying to be thorough with it. They're being very thorough. All right, it's showtime. Let's get it. Showtime. Indiana has won the toss. I don't know if you guys can hear, but in the other room, my dog is like just being a little piece of crap. My dog is like always eating. Like, damn. Yeah, he's a freaking big ass bulldog. He's a big old bulldog mix, which means his stomach is like an abyss. You could feed him a whole bag of dog food, right? He'll scarf it down. 10 minutes later, he'll be looking at you with the puppy eyes. Hey, hey, I'm hungry. Hey. It's so funny. All right, it's showtime. Showtime. Mario Cristobal. Oh my God. Xavier Lucas will not play in the first half because of the targeting. OJ Frederic will play. All right. We are ready for kickoff. The 2026 National Championship is about to get underway. Looks like Miami will receive. They are, of course, the road team. Which is funny because they're at home. I know it's weird, but that's the way they have it. Indiana kicking from left to right. And the kick is away, and we're underway in the national championship. Miami will return it. And there's a really good return to the 27. And here comes Carson Beck. Had a game-winning rushing touchdown in the semifinal versus Ole Miss. 68% completion percentage, 509 pass yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception in the first 3 CFP games. All comes down to this. Both teams really haven't had too much trouble. Well, Indiana hasn't had trouble at all in their games. They've dispatched all 3 of the teams they've faced easily. Shotgun for Beck. Hands it off. This is Fletcher around the edge. Breaks through 9-yard gain. If you look at the offensive line of Miami, they have a Malagoa. He's probably one of the most sought after draft prospects. He's going to have a busy freaking offseason. Springtime. Tony motions. Quick pass. There's Tony. First down. And a few extra yards to boot. Fletcher, Tony, and then Elijah Hardy and D'Angelo Pons, who had the pick six on the first play against Oregon. Literally, Indiana took control of that game from the very first play. I mean, Oregon did have that response, but that was it. Hands it off. Fletcher gets about 2. That's Pons, the former James Madison Duke. He's going to be a top round draft pick. Shannon Dawson versus Bryant Haynes, the OC-DC matchup. Back in the gun. Fletcher to his left. Tony motions up top. Back to pass. Good protection. Good coverage, too. And it's incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 8. It was really open. Good defense by Indiana. Seven for 21. 3rd and long. 7+ yards first 3 games. 4 for 11 against Ole Miss. Back to pass. Back throws to Tony. And he only gets about 3-ish yards. And that'll do it for that drive. So Indiana's defense steps up on the first drive. So here's the punt unit. Jonathan Brady to return. Dylan Joyce to kick. Brady to field it at the 5-ish yard line. And now it's time for Fernando Mendoza. Well, how about this? You know what? For anyone who's a Stranger Things fan, Stranger Things was released. Stranger Things 2 was released 3,000 days ago. Honestly, it was probably one of the better seasons. Right? It was probably one of the better seasons of the show. If you wanted to know the best time to watch that damn show, season 2 into season 3. That period right there. It was perfect. It was perfect. It's like that meme of Homelander. Perfect. Perfect. Everything. Down to the last minute details. It was perfect. The storylines were great, right? Still, we're kind of somewhat getting introduced to the upside down a little bit. You had like the tunnel thing that they were doing, you know. They had a little bit of Demogorgons, you know. It was cool. You had the new characters introduced. It's interesting, right? It was interesting. Season 3 was insane. Honestly, season 3 was the peak of Stranger Things, in my opinion. It was released on July 4th. Summertime vibes all season long. And it had one of the dopest freaking monster antagonists you could ever see. A monster made of human flesh. No, it wasn't like the outside. I'm talking the meat and everything. Made of humans. Melted, mushy humans. I'm like, damn, that's a way to create a monster. It's like a funky version of the Mind Flayer. It's like, oh, okay then. Anyways, here's Mendoza. Quick pass. Move the tackle. Gets the first down. That's Cooper. He ducked under that freaking tackle. Hemby and Becker are the impact players for the offense. Bain and Scott for the Miami defense. Gun for Mendoza. Hands it off to Hemby. And he gets about a yard, maybe a little bit more. That's Thomas. There's Mike Shanahan and Corey Heatherman. The OCDC matchup for Miami and Indiana, vice versa. Mike Shanahan, I wonder if he gets asked, are you related to the other Shanahans? Because I honestly have no idea. He might be. Back to pass. Mendoza throws to Hemby. Gets about a yard. That's it. Third down. Oh, Bain's coming out. I think he's coming out this year. Yeah, I think he'll be out this year. Man, if we ended up with Ruben Bain next to Miles, oh, I wouldn't even be mad. I really wouldn't even be mad. The marketing would be insane. All right, 3rd and 8. Shotgun. Mendoza. Back to pass. Pressure. They ran over that dude. Throws it downfield, incomplete, out of bounds. One of those old linemen got his ass ran over. I need to see who got his ass ran over, bruh. Which tackle or which old lineman? Oh, that was Hemby. Oh, 12 just almost threw Hemby into Mendoza, bruh. Oh my God, I've never seen a running back get tossed like that. My God, he just got yeeted. And here's the punt for Indiana. And here's the return by Tony. The always electric Malachi Tony gets to the 41-yard line. That's where Miami will take over. But if you wanted my honest opinion on every season of Stranger Things, because I haven't really talked about it, believe it or not, season 1 was good. You had the whole missing Will drama, you know, where is he at? Is he dead or whatever? So I had some other stuff. Holding on a receiving team. They didn't really have much in terms of Demogorgons yet. They had maybe a few here and there. You had, of course, 11 getting introduced early on. It's good. Season 2 was fun, though. You had a little bit more drama with the Will possessed thing. You had the tunnels being discovered underground. They had a pretty cool freaking Halloween episode. What happened to my TV? Oh, there it is. They had like a little Christmas thing at the end of the season with a school dance to end it all on a high note. That might have been the most positive vibed season all the way through of the entire show. I mean, there really wasn't anything like supremely crazy going on. Season three, like I said, started off high notes, good vibes. It's summertime, you have the fair going on, the mall, the freaking Starcourt Mall crap going on too. You were introduced to a couple other characters. Erica, the sister, she gets a more prominent role. They bring in Robin, Steve's best friend, pretty much. They thought he was a love interest, but then turns out she's gay. I am spoiling everything. I don't give a damn at this point. I don't give a damn. See for yourself. But yeah, it's good stuff. Season three was good eats. It was good eats. I think for the summer. It was released during July 4th, I think is when it came out, really. Perfect for that, summer vibe that, it would give off. And like I said, they had one of the dopest freaking monsters ever. The Mind Flayer form was insane. The form of human, like meat, bones, flesh, everything. People were legit melting and absorbed by the monster. And the crazy thing is, the monster, I think, was originally formed by exploding rats. Yeah. Early on in the season, they showed a warehouse. There's a power outage, whatever. Warehouse. They show a warehouse. All these rats are going into the warehouse, and they start combusting, just exploding. And the Schmeat from them morphed into the original monster, and then they possess people and do the mind flayer thing, but different though. And it's like a parasite. This one was more of a parasite than actually like a possession. So originally, if you watched season two, you get rid of the mind flayer's influence by burning it out of the host. You can't burn this one. It actually wakes it up, and it turns the freaking host rabid. So here's Carson Beck, the number 5 QB in the draft ranking, according to Mel Kiper. Who the hell is Mel Kiper? My neighbor's a postman, and no, I can't remember the whole clip, but yeah. My neighbor has more credentials than Mel Kiper, and my neighbor's a postman. Second down. If you know where that's from, you're a goat. You know what you remember that. There's Oklahoma, Brockermeyer, among others. Second and 6 for Carson Beck. There's a lot of talk about Darian Menza going to Miami next year. Here's the handoff. Goes about a yard. But yeah, I think season 2 had the best vibes of the entire show. All the way through. Then draft a receiver in second round and trade for Garrett Wilson. Beef up both lines. About 15? Oh, for sure. My goodness, is his ally. He was born in the darkness. 305. Third down, they're 18 of 34, 53%. To pass. Good protection, as always. Throws. Oh, batted away. That's more. 4th and 5. for Garrett Wilson. If Andrew Berry pulled that off, he is a goat in my eyes forever. He's a legend. I don't think the Jets would do that though. I don't think they would. So here's the punt unit out for Miami. Yeah, nobody's scoring 50 on either team here. Punts away. Fair catch. Just inside the 30, Indiana takes over. The 2026 NFL Draft in Pittsburgh coming in April. ABC, ESPN, Disney Plus, NFL Network, and ESPN the app. Players to win Heisman national title and be drafted first. Angelo Bertelli, Leon Hart with Notre Dame, Cam Newton, Jameis Winston, and Joe Burrow. There's Tom Brady, 7-time Super Bowl champ, part owner of the Raiders, of course. I know there's a pretty good contingent of Raiders brass that are there watching this game. Shotgun from Mendoza. Back to pass. Dude's getting run over. And holding. Thank you. Where's it at? Hello. Dude was holding his ass. I mean, come on. Bane literally was like, yo, come on. Where's the flag? Oh, there it is. Bane was getting held hostage. God. In front of the ref, too. That's Khalil Benson. Yeah. Benson, the former Colorado Buffalo. I mean, come on. It was blatant. That was clear as day. Holding him. Like, look at this. He's practically grabbing him. That'll put him inside their own 20. Shotgun for Mendoza. Play action. Throws wide open. Bounces off a tackler. He's in his space. First down and more. Omar Cooper. Keep Wyatt. He's no terrible for one more year. Wyatt's a free agent. I wouldn't mind him, extending him, but I don't think they will. Watch out, ref. So first down, just shy of the 45, their own 45. Hands it off, and he probably could have broke it big time. That's Black. That's Black. Kalon Black. Gun. And we got whistles and flags. Another penalty on the offense. That'll back them up again. Erica Sinclair. Tell you what, Priya, she was a damn good character there. She really did a good job with Erica Sinclair's character. Nerd. Love it. Quick pass. Surratt gets near a first down. Let's see if they give it to him. They're going to give it to him. They don't even sell out their stadium in football. Oh no, you did. But how big they're being the internet, you look for all how big there. Here's a handoff. Hemby gets to the 41 yard line. 16 to go in the first. Mendoza. Back to pass. Coming. Throws. Caught. First down. The jaws of the defense were closing quickly. The crowd at Monday Night Raw today was chanting about Logan Paul being banned from Japan. Banned from Japan. He's banned from Japan. He's Logan Paul. He's banned from Japan. Damn. It's like, that's unhinged. Come on now. What did he do in Japan? You don't want to know. It was back when he was vlogging routinely. Banned in Japan. He's banned in Japan. He's banned in Japan. Shotgun from Mendoza, empty backfield, back to pass, pressure coming, and he got it off, but he got whacked afterwards. Oh, Torre came in free on the blitz. Hmm. So right up the middle, there's Black, first down. From Chatka, Russia, it snowed so much people are jumping out of buildings and not hurting themselves. Oh my God. Oh, damn. Slips through a hole, gets about 2 yards. Holy crap. Mark Davis, Tom Brady, and Raiders brass are on the field tonight with the number 1 overall pick. As he's going to hold it, and he'll get about 2. Then 6. 2:53 to go in the first. 10-play drive. Pressure, throws to the end zone, and it's tipped away in. Oh, could have been picked. And that's Frederic showing the thumbs down. He probably could have caught that too. Ball bounced off his chest. It's up and good. And the first points of the game go to Indiana, courtesy of a field goal. We might have a whole new line. Well, we're probably going to have like four-fifths of a whole new line. The only one that's probably going to be back is DeJuan Jones. Maybe. I don't think they get rid of him unless his weight is out of control again. But he's coming off yet another injury, so I don't know what to expect from him. But other than him, you're going to have a majority new offensive line, especially if Batonia retires. uh, what's really cool, Jeff Halfley started off as the Buckeyes DC a couple years ago. He was here, I think, a year or two, and then he went to Boston College. And then he ended up going to Green Bay, and now he's the head coach of the Dolphins. What a rise he had. And he's returned by Miami. He'll get a few yards off of it. We won for Indiana. When the Big Ten team going to a bowl game, they split all that money. Right back, guys. Okay, we're back. Back throws, tipped. Oh, watch out. That could have been caught by different people there. Both sides. Gone back, throws. Oh, batted down. That's Pons. Pons. Uh, all right, 3rd and 10. Shotgun for Beck. Pressure coming up the middle. He's going down. It's Fisher. Unit out for Miami. And it's a not a great. Oh, that's actually a pretty good punt. Wow. It'll roll to the 27-yard line. That's where Mendoza and company will take over. Teams to score first are 9-1 in this postseason. Wow. With one loss, like A&M or something? Must have been. And look at the defense all over Hemby. Yeah, Ruben Bain makes the stop. Gets past the blocker and eats up Hemby. Shotgun from Mendoza. Hands it off and again gets about a yard. Pass pressure coming. Watch out. Okay, they screened it and they get a few yards. But great coverage by the defense. Damn. 3-0 after one. And from Japan. And Logan Paul, he's banned from Japan. He's banned from Japan. He's banned from Japan. He's Logan Paul. He's banned from Japan. Yeah, if you want to know why he's banned from Japan, just look it up. I'm not saying it on here. He's banned. Three nothing Indiana. 14:27 to go in the half. Back to pass for Beck. Looking, throws, caught. That's Daniels, the former LSU Tiger. Gets a few yards. Remember he made the big catch against Notre Dame, where he sprawled all the way out with one hand and brought it down. And there's nothing there. Here's the punt. Indiana fields it, and they'll get it back. The hell? Oh. I always think there's something cool on Twitter, but it's nothing. Never is. I just can't help but really wonder how the final season would have went of Stranger Things if they had kept it to what made it good. right? The main characters. If they went with like a season 2 or a season 3, well, not season 3 because that was summertime. If they went with like a more fallish winter vibe with it, right? That would have been fun. It's funny though because if you think about it, season 2 was more fall, Halloween with a little bit of winter, right? A little bit of Christmas. Season 3 was summertime. Season 4 was just a straight up horror movie. It was also springtime, I guess, too, because most of that season takes place during spring break. And then, yeah, they probably could have made season 5 like, you know, fall, like maybe fall a little bit, or like summertime a little bit, spring into summer. That would have been dope, right? School's wrapping up, which they kind of did, school's wrapping up, which they didn't really show any of that. They just literally did what they were like. It was November 6th for like 2 whole episodes, and then they jumped 18 months ahead, and then everything's back to normal. And they have graduation or whatever. Surratt gets the first down and more, near the 30. They could have done season 5 way better, though. Just saying. I mean, it's not bad. The epilogue was fantastic. But in terms of the actual episode itself, they left a lot to be desired. They spent like 95% of the damn season planning stuff. There really wasn't any true development. It was all planning for the big, for that November 6th, I guess, battle. And it's a batted down incomplete. That Frederic again. Yep. That's Frederic again. Got his hand in there and batted away. Second and 10. Back to pass. Throws. Oh, watch out. Ducks the defender. Stiff arms the guy. Dragging dudes with him. And he still almost gets the first down. He's about 2 yards short. On 11:50 to go in the half. Mendoza hands it off and first down for Black. Right back, guys. Okay, all set. Back to pass. And it's batted away again. But there's a flag on Frederic. Yeah, like too grabby. Just a little too grabby. Yeah. He was very grabby on that one. Sheesh. Way too handsy. They ate up Hemby. We're in the backfield. They motioned him. Hands it off again. Gets about a yard. Oh, I don't know what the heck they're doing, but okay. Oh, wow. Wow. Mario Cristobal, Columbus, in Miami. Oh, wow. A watch party at Christopher Columbus High School. Cristobal, Mirabal, and Fernando Mendoza, the fourth, the father of Fernando, all in the class of the 80s. They were all in the school around the same time. 5 alum in tonight's game. Two coaches, 3 players for Miami, and 2 Mendoza brothers for Indiana. Oh, got him to jump. Throws and it's incomplete. But does a flag down. Offsides on Bain. No 4 to go in the half. 3rd and 8. Hands it off. Breaks through. Inside the 25. That's Black. Mm. And a little pass. As Hooper gets to the 20, about 19-yard line. Ends him in the red zone. Pass. Throws. Caught. Throwing. The end zone. Touchdown, Indiana. Charlie Becker? Wow. Charlie Becker, 20-yard touchdown. 9-0 extra. 9-0 extra. Oh, wait, he stepped out. He stepped out. He stepped out. He stepped out. Yeah, he stepped out. Damn, still, like, horrible effort by the corner, Frederic. Oh, they're not. Oh, yeah, they're reviewing it. Okay. Still got a good gain, got a first down out of it, just not a touchdown. Six line, 5.5. Hands it off, gets about a yard or two. Excuse me. Second and goal. 6:56 and counting here in the quarter. Up the middle, gets to the 1 yard line. Rush, 5 passes, 84 yards. 6.5 minutes time of possession elapsed. Now we got whistles. Miami calls timeout. More team play drive coming up for Indiana. They're just grinding down on freaking on Miami right here.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Fortunately, I didn't check if I unlatched Enjo's game and will take me to sell. Checking Allstate first and feeling smart. I'm checking Hero's game down. Sounds smart. At least I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds.
You guys, Wendy's has new mini deals starting at just $4. So now you can decide how big you want to go, which is kind of beautiful. I'm not compensating, you're compensating. More mini so you're really want at Wendy's.
Nobody gives you a gold medal for finishing your taxes. But TaxAct does give you an email confirmation, which you can read while playing the national anthem. TaxAct, get them over with you.
Somewhere, a stretch of road in a town you've never heard of. There's a Chevy truck. Person who drives it. That's a Chevy person. You probably know one. You probably know your buddy. Sister. One's along with Chevy. They don't need much. They feel like first to rise, last to leave. Don't have that metal extra. Self-filled. Maybe. You got it. Politician can have an influencer. Just be sure to keep control of this color. It's made wise, but I think I made too well, so much. Right, just.
Oh, wow. Racing the tunnel just to stay alive. Look at my guy, Speed. That's funny. You know, I show Speed as another example of we made the right guy famous. Yeah, they made the right guy famous there. Inside the 5 or the 1 yard line, hands it off. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Indiana. That is Nowakowski. Now that one counts. 9-0 extra point pending. Wow. Right, here's the extra point. It's up and good. Chip shot. Easy. And nothing, Indiana.
Indiana Hoosiers for the first touchdown. Both sides stole one behind. Signetti. Report with the motion from the sideline. The expense. That's what.
That's funny. How the Demogorgons should have been moving against 12th graders with makeshift shields and spears. For real, though, they should have been moving like those creatures from this game I'm looking at. They should have been swarming, man. I mean, damn. Honestly, if I had to do like a fan fiction or like a story about it, I would do one where the gang goes up in that Dimension X thing, you know? They're looking around like, be like the Joker when he's blowing up the hospital. Like, we brought weapons for nothing. So I guess it's a free ride over to Vecna. But then little did they know that the Demogorgons are already in ambush. Big old ambush. They stumble upon like a Demogorgon nesting site or whatever. Oh, that would be the worst. Like they see the freaking big ass fortress thing, right? 2nd and 5. Let me change the thing here. There we go. Like they would get close to the Mind Flayer fortress thing, right? The body of the Mind Flayer that we now know. And they stumble upon a big ass nesting site, as far as the eye could see, of just Demogorgons. Demogorgons, Demo bats, and everything. It's like a graveyard, but it's actually a nesting site because they're like parasites. Yeah, that'd be scary. All right, 3rd down. Gets him up. Yeah, he kind of tripped him. Inadvertent, but it still tripped him. And he doesn't get it. All right, 4th and 1. And they get it. I think. Indiana doesn't think he got it. He got it. 3:33 to go in the half. From there, it looked like he didn't get it, but he fell across. Oh, last second he got it. Very, very last second, he actually got it. Play action for Beck. Throws. Caught wide open. That's CJ Daniels. First down. They actually got something going downfield. The screen to Tony goes nowhere. Gets maybe 2 yards, but doesn't get much else after that. Damn. The Beirut factory explosion. Minutes to go in the first half.
Crimson and cream. McCain's home field so far tonight.
Claim rolling with AT&T. AT&T's what still me talking. It's the school board. Just the fastest, most reliable network. Right, Greg. You compare it. No comparison. Strong signal, nothing.
8 years ago, Drake dropped God's Plan. Drake got $1 million budget from his label for the music video and gave it all away to people in need, including a high school and homeless shelter in Miami. And he probably filmed the video of him doing that. That's lit.
$5 basement, you can get this, or this, or this, or this. No one stopped getting the law. Now there's that secret.
Seventh grade was the last time I was with you. I had to grow up so fast that I never had a child. I was 38 when I went to go get married.
He's in some trouble now.
I have hopes now that my daughter's going to be something bigger and better than what I ever thought. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near
Oh, yeah. The hell? Oh, damn. Signetti. Nick gives it off to Fletcher. It goes nowhere. Loss of a yard. More like a half a yard. Third and 8. Dumps it off. Keelan Marion gets. He's about 3 yards shy. Fourth down. Maryland has announced plans to build a sphere in National Harbor near Washington, D.C. So they're going to have a sphere, just like what they have in Vegas, in Maryland. Fourth and 3, and it looks like they're probably going to go for it here. At least that's what ESPN says they should do.
It's been a grinding game, and showing that they can win football games different ways. It doesn't have to be relying on the guy pitching it around and all. A lot of spectacular throws. It's line of scrimmage job, and it's really on both sides so far. What the scouting report said about the game coming in was as much as people talk about Miami and their physicality, the reality is coming into this game, nobody played better at line of scrimmage on both sides than Indiana. And so it's in Miami.
Am I wrong to be horrified by this carpet? Oh dear. It's up. Damn. That's tough. Indiana takes over. Damn. 33 seconds to go in the half. Hooked it wide right.
The question is when they folks the confidence they have in that time that they have. They can themselves and work on and the other thing I mean.
Few yards. All right, that'll probably be the last play of the half. So while that's loading up, back to pass, throws and caught near the 50. Each team has one timeout left. Oh. All right, 3 seconds to go. I believe they used their last timeout, right? No. Okay.
Now they get the point timeout.
Yeah, okay.
Something in the Indians. It's trying to get closer. Mike is playing like it's a family out their way.
Pass. Mendoza zone, and it's incomplete. And that'll do it for the first half. Indiana leads 10-0.
Thomas.
All right, so stats. Carson Beck, 6 of 10 for 49 yards. Mark Fletcher, 9 for 26 yards on the ground. Tremar Brown, 2 for 1. 2 catches for CJ Daniels for 32 yards. Tony, 3 for 11. Marion, 1 for 6. Defensively, nothing. For Indiana, Fernando Mendoza, 12 of 17 for 116 yards. Indiana, Helon Black, 7 carries, 43 yards. Hemby has 9 for 7. Mendoza, 1 for 2. And of course, Riley Nowakowski has 1 carry for 1 yard and a touchdown. Indiana on through the air. Omar Cooper, 3 receptions, 39 yards. Elijah Surratt, 3 for 28. Becker, 2 for 27. Nowakowski, 2 for 17. And Hemby, 2 for 5. And then 1 sack from Aiden Fisher. And that's it. All right, guys. I'm going to look at some stuff here real quick. Ah. Right back, guys. Ah.
On ESPN, it's always championship. Always timeline. And always world season.
Right back, guys.
It's a symbol of hope. And because of him, we can.
Okay. Let's see what people are yapping about on Twitter. Which it's usually the same garbage that we see all the time. Complaining, bickering about the coaching search. Some people talking about the game. And some people are talking about other stuff.
Style, feel, versatility, helping find that perfect space between comfort and performance. I feel more balanced, more prepared, ready to get back out there and do it. Welcome to the Mercedes-Benz halftime report. He's carrying the football twice all season, and twice he might be the first freshman attempt in the Kennesaw State game on September 6th. Super touchdown and first down. 10-0 Indiana. Restandle, Nick Desmond Howard. Third aim, head coach Marcus Freeman with it. Impressive first half for the Hoosiers. He outgained him by 100 yards. What impressed? Marcus, lights off. Three of the four first series for Miami. 3 and outs. Not going to be able to score points if someone 3 and out. And then on the other side of it, the two scoring drives for Indiana, free access throws, they're taking advantage of the free access throws, and are also delivering on third down. So I think that's the key right now. Is sustaining drives for your Miami.
Oh, yeah.
Bigger down, but they haven't been able to grab the ball. And Indiana is actually. They got people up out, they brought eight, really nowhere to throw the ball. Quarterback holds the ball. There's another opportunity for similar pressure. They drop eight, number to throw the ball, to 9 to throw. And then with the same mud duck look, now they trust the rest. So they really with the way they dropped it and how they press it. With Miami, they're not able to consistently run the ball like they like it. So they're going to have to be able to mix it up a little bit better there. Yeah, the guys like they have to do the run it for honest thing. He can all feel a lot. They playing championship football.
We really only have one half of freaking college ball left this year. And then the countdown begins to August of 26. Week 0. Let me see what would be week 0 for next year. Kind of curious.
Learner gets some help coming up to it. We were walking up here. Reminder, Xavier Lucas, who was out of the first half, gets the target battle in the semifinals. We saw him warming up like him chasing those free exits slow. And a good push since the thing been given in the first half. Miami has not scored here in the first half. They rallied against Texas A&M. They didn't get much done on offense early. Hoosiers, though, impressive up 10-3-4 coming up. This halftime report is presented by Mercedes-Benz. It's a class. You got this.
It's never too late for the undefeated. Hurry to the house. Hurry into Mercedes-Benz holiday love celebration.
As a member of Navy Federal Credit Union, Frank feels financially at ease, which means he can worry about other things, like if he should look at a text during his anniversary dinner. But what if there's an emergency? What if he left the iron on? What if the house is on fire? Does the fire department text? Frank has a lot of things to worry about, but as a member of Navy Federal, his finances aren't bloated. Become a member today. Navy Federal Credit Union.
Let's hear it. You think I need your advice? You think I should go on a diet? I've been dieting since I was 12. Not what I do, but I'm your own thoughts. My health is my focus. And my body, nobody's business. Mine.
Just laughing at what I'm seeing on Twitter. It's hilarious. People bickering about random garbage. Yeah, a lot of Browns fans are just up in arms about this coaching search. I'm just like, well, okay. I'm mentally prepared for whatever they do. Which we can't do anything now anyway because we gotta wait for the damn Rams to lose. I think even if they win this next week, we gotta wait until what, next Monday to even interview that Shieldhouse dude. Freaking Bears had a chance to help us out. No, no, of course not. Of course not. Ah. So if you see me just like looking at, I'm staring. I'm reading something on Twitter here on my computer. Actually, I'm reading these like fan fiction story things that people be making about Stranger Things. It's like these people are unhinged, man. Some of these are just straight up freaking unhinged. Holy crap, the freaking things these people come up with. Oh my god. And I thought I was a sadistic one. Granted, if it was up to me, I would have made a fan fiction story about people getting torn to shreds by freaking demogorgons and stuff. Like no main characters would survive. Just be an ambush. They all get up to Dimension X. They're like, wait a minute, there's nothing here. So they think it's just going to be an easy walk to the, easy little stroll to the main boss, right? Which, if you've played video games, you don't get to the main boss that easy. No. Clearly, the Duffer Brothers have never played video games from the 80s and 90s, like Mario and such, or like those maze games, like Zelda. Get to the main boss battle that easy? Hell no. Oh no, you don't get to the boss like in willy nilly. You gotta put the freaking protagonist through some adversity, a little put them through hell a little bit, get beat up a little bit, get some blood drawn, put some scratches on their chest, maybe even take one of the characters out. I mean, damn. You mean to tell me through the entirety of season 5, spoiler alert, no main characters got taken out by our demo? None. I mean, side characters, yeah, but nobody really got taken out off the census. They got hurt. Nobody got taken out. That's boring. I understand preserving the main characters, but you couldn't even take out weak ass Ted Wheeler. I thought he was taken out on that in episode 2. I thought, oh, he's done. He cooked. You didn't even see him the rest of the season. Like, oh, he cooked. He got his chest torn open and everything. He's done. Nope. Of course not. He somehow survived. It's like, what is this? Freaking Fast and Furious? Unless you see them die on screen, they're not technically dead. The Duffers, man. You gotta be able to take out characters. God, you call yourself a horror genre show, but do you have anything like crazy happening? There are some freaking directors and writers that'd be like, oh, I would take that person out. That person would be done, 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 done. By the end of the show, you maybe have like two or three main characters left, and even there, they got their ass kicked. They're limping back to base, practically like living on a line, like that much. They've clearly never seen these other classic shows and movies that have big battles. Deaths happen, right? Star Wars, right? To get to the damn Death Star, you got to go through the Imperial Navy. Okay? They didn't want to have a swarm of Demogorgons and Demo Bats and Demo Dogs and maybe even some new creatures that nobody's even heard of before. Nope. Nope. Just have them meander their way to the Mind Flayer. No, willy nilly. Oh my god. One other thing that I noticed too, they turned down the toxicity level of the Upside Down. In the early seasons, you had to wear a hazmat suit to walk down there or over there. Now you got people walking around all willy nilly. It used to be toxic. Not to mention crawling with creatures. Like, damn, really? Wow. It's like Vecna took over down there and all of a sudden all the creatures left. If anything, if Vecna was down there, there'd be creatures swarming all over the place. Maybe that's why. Because Vecna left the Upside Down. When they took him out in season 4, spoiler alert, maybe that's why the creatures left. Because he wasn't down there. Of course, when he's in the Upside Down, there's going to be creatures everywhere. But when he left, because they took him out in his home base, literally, the Creel House. Epic battle scene, by the way. Love that. Season 4 was a goated season. See, and in season 4, they actually took out. They technically took out 2 characters, but somehow one survived because her friend is a goat like that. She's got mystical powers to bring people back. Okay, but the other one got taken out. Tough. For some reason, in season 5, they're like, no, no, we don't do that kind of stuff. Although they did technically take one out in the finale, but saw that coming. Not even like any of the sub characters got taken out either. Come on, man. Oh well, it is what it is. It's a good season though.
And we welcome you back to the halftime. We're inside the Hard Rock Eats. Second half of the national championship game not too far away.
Wow.
Shots on Fernando Bean. Maybe not. First on the first street. You'll have the second half for you no matter what. With Page coming out. Maybe stops. It's a plus. You got this.
For an unforgettable gift. Hurry into the Mercedes-Benz Holidays.
Introducing Jersey wings. Fresh ham, salami, and pepperoni chopped up by hand right on the.
Just reading this fan fiction that this person made.
Actually, remember that. Because you gotta try chopped pepperillas before it's gone. You'll new Mike's Hot Italian sub for a limited time only at Jersey Wings. What can I get you?
I'm away. Also, so hard to find a job where I can help people.
I always wanted a job where I could travel.
I want a job building walking.
A job that uses my people skill. And a cheeseburger. I'm a creative person. I want to work somewhere creative.
It's easy to spot a Planet Fitness member. They all look strong. Hey, thanks. We're all strong on this planet.
Yeah, I noticed I always found myself messing with my facial hair. I'm pondering. It's like, ooh. Oh. Man, I remember when I couldn't grow crap on my face, and now it's like it actually gets pretty long. When I'm bored or when I'm reading something, I always just find myself doing this subconsciously. I'm one of those people that have to always be doing something with my hands, whether it's like this, like this, like this. If you watch my streams long enough, you will see me do something with my hands, like this, like this. My hands cannot stand freaking still. I was like this, like this, like this, like this, and this and that. And if you watch my streams years ago, when I would get excited, I'd get jazz hands. Ah, ah. It was a subconscious thing. I get excited. When I was younger, I used to stomp my feet when I got excited. It's just the way I am. The things you do subconsciously, you don't even realize you're doing it. You don't even realize you're doing it. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Here in the fields. All right, time for the third quarter. And the Indiana Hoosiers finish the 16-0 regular season, or postseason too. Season in general. 10-0 lead.
Some quick here, Fletcher. The play action game that can be so dangerous. 26-yard start offense until that last drive. Yeah, David. Davis hit the field goal up the right upright. Bus.
Indiana will start off here with the ball, up 10-0. How perfect is that? Let me see what week 0 for next year has.
first two games in the CFP, they really just dominated.
And first play gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's all.
Second out of fire and an anger and squealing thing. That's a Corbian for a half a gallon. To be honest, how? He said I don't recognize it. It's in tablets, making 27 mistakes. I do it until
Pass. And down he goes. Mesidor with the sack. Mesidor. Turn from Mendoza. Here's a handoff. Black gets a couple yards. And there's a flag down.
Penalties, and then there's really crushing penalty there on the field at time. They're conceding, and they're going to run the personal foul.
Face mask. Defense. 3 first down.
It's about to be a 3-and-out after that sack. Indiana just going to run, just kind of basically concede the series. And instead, a hustle play by Blunt just gets his left hand up into the face mask and pulls Black down. And it brings the 15-yard penalty and the automatic first down.
The third penalty on third down. Miami had about 50 more penalties on them this year than Indiana. So did he move and lead them to finish?
First down. Hands it off. Gets eaten up. Maybe a yard. It's an interesting little substance. Oh. Back to pass. Mendoza looking. Throws. And it's dropped. Incomplete. Had to come back for it. Defender was all over him.
But Cooper, like Scott, matchup, he goes down. He keeps his feet. He's wide open. You'll see he's a little frustrated at the end there because he knew that he was able to win that battle against Keontae. It's not that bad, but they're on the inside, those two. Now, it's a guy who's in one of them, like they are. And the third again. What's it? It's 9 here.
Pass for Mendoza. Pressure. It's Bain. He's down. Ruben Bain and Mesidor with sacks on this drive. Jason Taylor's loving it. Spin move. Oh, that was Mesidor. Yeah. Here's the punt. And then the return by Tony around the edge gets near the 37. 2026 week 0. Hawaii, Stanford, North Carolina, TCU. You also have NC State, Virginia in Rio, New Mexico State, Florida State, and then UNLV in Memphis. That's on Saturday. That's crazy.
Just the thing. Pretty good thing. We'll try the catchphrase. There's no fee in the minimum of having a one second account. Now the other one. What's in your wallet?
They'll charge you the murder of your wife. Who makes game chair? Oh, why? You must move from one piece of the puzzle to the next, then try to solve the mystery in IMAX. Carl was thinking mercy. Make you take Friday.
AT&T guarantees our so you can watch the game again, even when you're. Having a baby. That's why the rare bit of network outage will automatically be ready for release service. That's all part of the AT&T guarantee.
Yeah, I'm just reading this freaking story on here. It's freaking crazy, man. People got some crazy ass ideas for these fiction stories. What are they? What do you mean, fan fiction? People essentially rewrite Stranger Things, or like write their own episode, damn near. It's interesting. It's actually very interesting sometimes.
Here's to the stock that to the flavor that found its way into everything. Just one spot, America's #1 spot. This isn't just a meal. Stop a second. Earlier, ESPN Chairman Jimmy Pitaro, joined by CFB Executive Director Richard Clark, Maurice Davis, joined on the field by local Miami guys, trying to support education through the power of youth sports.
K 12th grade schools, extra yard teachers. Nice. Wave to the camera, guys. Wave to the camera. Smile and wave. Be like the penguins of Madagascar. Just smile and wave, boys. Just smile and wave. Carson back in the shotgun. That's Fletcher to his right. Back to pass. Looking, throws, caught. Gets to the 43-yard line.
Versatility and ability to push the quarterback with the use 46, 4, 8, 21. Compared to what the view that they do. They're telling you 5-yard gain anytime.
Here's the handoff to Fletcher. Around the end. Space. 20. Touchdown Hurricanes. Oh, well, okay. And we got ourselves a game. It's always been a game, but like, damn. That's all it takes. Mark Fletcher. Honestly, you could say he's been the MVP of these playoffs for Miami. Fletcher finds a hole and he's gone. It's not been good. And to think if they would have made that field goal earlier, this game would be tied. 10-7 Indiana. Hmm?
Did we invent crispy chicken? Nah. Let's just put it where it belongs, inside burritos and tacos, honestly. Extra saucy. 2 strips, huh? Look at that. Overachieving? Sure, maybe you asked for it. No, but we did it anyway. Crispy chicken from Taco Bell. Brand new classic. You're welcome.
IHG Hotels and Resorts. Most for the neighbor. Live like a hope. Good luck for the day. Fly missions will know with IHG's twin hotel brands. Guest, how you guest. What is it that makes an SUV extraordinary?
Is it the capability to throw a little mud around?
That's a classic.
What about putting safety first?
And that's smart.
Does it need to be big enough for the family? I have no idea who these people are. They're just pretend. What if it's all of them?
That would be the only.
I'm just reading this thing, man. I look like I'm just like staring off into space. I'm actually not. I'm reading something.
Big day. Become Sheet Beak with Downy April Fresh. You can climb into more freshness. Night after night for up to 7 days. Downy breathes life into your laundry.
Being a pro doesn't start under the lights. It starts in the kitchen, where factor chefs dial in pounds, the way coaches fine-tune plays, because what you put in is what you get out. Factor, eat like a pro.
Mark Butcher's given this team life. He's not just the top running back, he really is the emotional leader, pillar of the program, said Laurie Bristol. No doubt about it. Speaking of him, he's just a guy who gets a lot, but he gets fired up about football. Loves the game, loves his teammates. McCarty decided to come back and spirit play for the Hurricane games. So he's all in. Slim. Here's his mom after that touchdown. Like the word I like tonight. Anybody who's a parent can feel that passion, that love. They're getting it. They're getting on. I'm so keen that you can see and hear that. You do a lot for your kids. When you drive 18,000 miles, I know my car. I know. 10,000 loaded the CFP curve. That's so. But that Dallas Station, Texas, back a lot of now. Dallas, back a lot of now. Arizona, it's finally gets their 12-minute run. Yeah, proud of them. They get 20 yards. They cheer.
It goes into the end zone for a touchback. All right.
So we can text down or eights on our dates.
Wow. All right. Here's Mendoza. Shotgun. Hands it off to Hemby. Around the end, and Hemby into space, breaks a couple tackles, crawls to the 40.
What a great response having that touchdown. Really quality. Quality by Hopkowski. And then we'll see Moore for still working that second level. So it's all Miami here, big game. And now you put back the touchdown.
And there's another run near the 45. Shotgun for Mendoza. Up by 3 now. Hands it off to Hemby. Gets to the 47. Third down. It looks so weird. I'm just like reading something, but I'm good. 26-2 since 2024. One of those losses came to Ohio State, of course. Both came last year, obviously. Back to pass, throws. Oh, nice catch. Lost the ball, picked it back up, but it's incomplete. Blitz away. Fair caught. Miami takes over. Down 3.
Alan Negan. I'm not going to spend my retirement on land. Al's just started listening to you. Boss now. Passive down. They've all got something to protect. Whether it's these owls. Actually, or this. Yeah. Investment, retirement, insurance, know-how. Together. Potential help protect your lifestyle. All right. Here's your. Now, when you get a Jimmy John's sandwich, you can add any bag of chips and a drink for only $1. You know, 4 quarters, 10 dimes, or 1 jillion pennies if you love counting. Whatever, $1, you get it. Jimmy John's. Oh, that's good. Real strength isn't pushing through pain. It's truth. There's no pain. There's more pain. Advil Lipogel's target pain caused by inflammation or fast, strong. That's real strength. We are here. In the medicine that keeps your family healthy. In the food and nutrition. In the discoveries that keep the nation in the common forward. We always been there. In the solutions shaping a better future across the country in every corner of life. Researching, teaching, solving, innovating, on campus, in your community. Every day, we are here.
Forgetting how to add doesn't. Finding it difficult to work with numbers may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age. Don't. To be a pet parent is to be human. Sometimes we feel guilty. Even when it's for their own good. It's not always a walking hard. That's why more and more pet people rely on Hills with scientifically proven formulas to give more love and human possible. Because you're only human, there's Hills. Science.
All right, I'll read the rest of this later. I gotta focus on this game because we're getting good. We're getting good. Yeah. Okay. 4,000. Average ticket price. Most expensive CFP. Wow, game. Hands it off. Gets nowhere. Schwartz's interview on Monday was to help determine how he might fit with the other candidates as defensive coordinator if he doesn't get promoted. One of the younger candidates. And there's a drop. Marie K posted that. Interesting. Interesting. Hmm. Check on for back to pass. Throws. It's dropped. 4th down. That's freaking Joe Quinn turning into Eddie. That's freaking crazy what he has to go through what he had to go through every time that you'd have to put the wig on and such. Damn. Here's the punt. Not a great punt at all. Indiana gets set up in decent field position. Last pressure. Down. That's Messidor. Times 2. Guys offered Jaden Aparicio Bailey, 2027 safety. Not sure what school he goes to. Birmingham. Oh. Here's a handoff. Black fighting extra yards. Gets past the 40. Oak Mountain. Oh. Okay. Hmm. Back to pass. Pressure again. Throws. Oh, right off the face. Trying to go to Surratt. Incomplete. Yeah, I remember when Hard Rock Stadium was called like Land Shark or Pro Player Stadium, and it was open air, and there was a baseball stadium in it. Here's the return that goes nowhere. They will have the ball deep in their own territory. Hmm. This view with the F1 circuit. Oh, that's cool looking. You see the F1 track around there. That's pretty cool. It goes near, then you turn, and they go on, and then. Hmm.
That's why the government chose AT&T to look for us.
Oh, that's cool looking.
Nationwide network. Response.
F1 track mixed in with the freaking layout. That's pretty cool.
I'm the world's greatest advertisement for the hottest super driven that makes you effort.
Okay. So, with college ball ending, what exactly am I going to be streaming now? Besides NFL playoffs, which, of course, for that, you only have. Well, this week, and I think, what, a week off and then another week, and then you have the Super Bowl 2 weeks after that, beginning of February. So you only have, what, 2 weeks of real legit football left? 2 NFL weeks with a off week in between, I believe. Let me see here for sure. Excuse me. I'll be trying to verify. Yeah, February 11th, I believe. February 8th. Yeah. You'd have this week, this Sunday, the 25th. That's the division, the conference championships. And then, of course, you'd have the Super Bowl on the 8th. So you'd have an off week in between with the Pro Bowl. Just think, guys, once the Super Bowl is done, that's it. You get a month until free agency. And I know that month will go so damn slow it'll piss me off. But hey, it is what it is, right? Yeah, I'm going to be doing my free agent target videos. Like I always do. And we'll see how aggressive Andrew Berry gets this year in free agency. Considering new coaching staff, is Jimmy Haslam going to essentially say, bro, we need you to go try hard mode this year. Go out, spend some money, use up some of these draft picks, trades for some players. Be serious. Because if you're not serious, you're going to join Kevin somewhere else. Or you're going to be like Kevin. Here's a handoff to Fletcher. Gets. Oh, is that Brown? That's Fletcher. Okay. Fletcher gets a few yards, if that. But the next game I'll be live for is the Cavs and the Hornets on NBC. That'd be weird. Don't know why they did that. Back to pass. Throws. Tipped. Oh, watch out. Aiden Fisher was right there. Interesting decision by Beck. I got tipped away by the linebacker. I think that was Fisher. I'll be live for the game on Wednesday, and then I'll be live on Friday for the Sacramento game, and then we'll see about Saturday or Monday. Well, Saturday I won't be live because that'll be the NFL against Orlando. Throws, caught, Tony. got a few yards, but short of the first down. So I'll probably go live for the second of the two Orlando games. And then, of course, on Wednesday the 28th, we face the Lakers. Obviously, I'm going live for that game. Duh. I would not miss that game for the world. And then the 30th, you have Phoenix on the road on Friday. And then February 1st, we have Portland. They begin a West Coast trip. Phoenix, Portland, LA, the Clippers, Sacramento again, Denver again, and then they're back home for Washington on the 11th. And keep in mind, February 5th, it's blocked. Zone touchdown, Indiana. We're here talking about basketball and they blocked a freaking punt. I love it. I love it. Wow. Miami fans cannot believe it. Blocked punt, touchdown. Wow. He doinked it, but it goes in. That thing rattled like crazy, but it still went in. 17-7 Indiana.
To go get this sticky work around the corner. Realized he was in there, got his left hand in there, gave him the get down, jumped on top of it, touched it. My spotter, for his too way too high. It's too leisurely.
We're talking about basketball, and then we have a block punt. That's funny. But yeah, heading up into the trade deadline, the Cavs have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games left to really get a figure of like what they're going to be doing at the deadline. Which you know if they're going to do anything. If anything, they're going to just maybe make a small move. I would, trade like maybe for like some more scoring for the bench or something. Or given how the fact that a freaking, scoring at all has been struggling, and we got guys getting hurt, maybe trade for like a security blanket somewhere. I don't know. Hard to say what they're going to do. Probably nothing. It's not like last year where we knew what we needed. I don't know if we even need anything. I'd say more scoring, but I don't know where you're going to even get that. So back with it. Shotgun formation. Back to pass. Dumps it off. Here's Fletcher. Gets past the 25 to about the 28-yard line. Of the 8 games I'll be streaming before the deadline, or of the 8 games, I'll probably be streaming maybe like 5. Charlotte, Sacramento, the second Orlando game. Handoff to Fletcher. Navigates through some space. Gets to the 38-yard line. The second Orlando game, the Laker game, maybe the Phoenix game, and we'll see about the Portland game. And then the Clipper game I'll probably stream. That's a late game, though. None of these games are earlier than 7 o'clock. They're all 7 o'clock or later. The latest being 10:30 on Wednesday the 4th. And when the trade deadline hits, they'll be going to Sacramento. Back to pass. Throws. Oh, what a hit. D'Angelo Ponce hit him just in the right spot to knock the ball out as he was catching it. just kind of turned his back and went like, damn, just knocked the ball out. It's all shoulder. Pretty damn good play. There's a run for a couple yards to the 40, maybe the 40 and a half. So, Mick, yeah, let's go Big Ten. Hell yeah. Big Ten supremacy. We are all for the Big Ten supremacy. Ohio State was the only team that was able to move the ball against Indiana down the stretch. They shot themselves in the nuts by marching down the field and going 13 and 14 personnel instead of 20 and having a trash ass kicker. Yep. They would have won that game in the Big Ten title game if they weren't so incompetent sometimes. They overdid it. Eck moving around, throws, caught. That's Daniels, shakes the tackler, goes down at the 35. Turn for Beck. They motion the running back out wide. Dumps it off on a screen. JoJo Trader put his knee down when he made the catch, which means he's down. Play's over. Second and 9. Beck. Play action. Gets it to Tony. Tony with the speed near the 10-yard line. Marion with a nice block downfield, too, to spring him. That's funny. And here's a run by Fletcher inside the 10. Less than a minute to go in the third. Hands it off again. Breaks through tacklers near the 5, or near the 3. All right, first quarter time. 15 minutes left in this season. Wow. 3 years ago, the Texans were 3-13-1. 2 years ago, the Patriots were 3-14. 3 years ago, the Broncos were 5-12. 3 years ago, the Bears were 3-14. How about last year? And then 3 years ago, the Rams were 5-12. Well, They had like one outlier year. And then they got Stafford, and look what happened. I mean, the Rams have been like a force every year, especially once they got Stafford. Stafford might be able to give them another 2 or 3 really, really good years, as long as his body doesn't break down on him. Ravens plan to bring in Joe Brady this week for a second interview for their head coaching job. That's the problem with the Bills firing McDermott right now, because a lot of these teams are already knee deep in their process. Team is going to go, actually, we'll interview him.
There's a Harbor Freight store in your neighborhood. And the thing about neighborhoods, they're not made of places. They're made of people. The kind of people who look out for each other. That's why we make hard-working schools that always learn. Yeah, I want to let you. You see, we treat neighbors like, well,
So I was going to look up the Rams. Yeah. Yeah.
Some bits for the riders. Right to the back. This
Yeah. They had like the one year in 2022 where they were kind of like not great. They were 5-12. Since then, they have been amazing. They had like one outlier year. And look at them now. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. They had one bad year the last 5 years now. 2 bad years since since McVay took over. They've only had 2 bad years. 2 bad years. 2019, they were 9-7, didn't make the playoffs. That was a bad year to them. And then 2022. And this year, they're one win away from a Super Bowl. And to get there, they got to take out another rival in the Seahawks. Under center. Fake pitch. Hands off the pitcher easily in the end zone. Touchdown, Hurricanes. Now we're getting good. It's up and good. 17-14. Wow. Kamchatka, Russia, it snowed so much that people are jumping out of buildings without injuring themselves. Well, it's easy to do that when you're jumping into like 3, 4, 5 feet of snow. Damn. Yeah, and then you get lost in the snowdrift. Oh my god, people are jumping out of buildings in the snow. As long as there's no cars under the snow, then you're fine. That's the one thing you probably don't want to do. You think, oh, that's just a snowdrift. It's a snowbank. Boom, you're like, oh, there's a car there. Ouch, that would hurt. Yeah, that would not be something you want to do. I mean, jumping out of like second, third story window into a snowdrift is bad enough. Nobody would be that dumb to do it on, jump into that stuff thinking that there's nothing there, only to find out someone had their car there. John Harbaugh officially have arrived in New York earlier. That's going to be weird seeing him with the Giants. And of course, we play the Giants next year. Same thing with the Falcons. So we play Harbaugh and we play Kevin. 3 pass attempts, second half. Really? Wow. Hands it off. Up the middle, gets about 2, maybe 3. Hands it off again. Breaks through. First down and more. Near the 45. That's Black. Well, why? But when I get loud on here, I sound like Joe Buck. Not Joe. No, Joe Buck. No, Joe Davis. Yeah, I sound like Joe Davis. Just the way I say stuff, it sounds like Joe Davis. Play action. Watch out. Almost picked. Be careful. That could have been a disaster. Woo, he was waiting for that one. Oh, boy. If he throws that a little later, it's definitely a pick. Oh, yeah, he got his hand in there and broke it up. Oh, he baited him. He low-key baited him. Nothing really gets you more going than seeing your cornerback jump a route like that. It's yoink. He breaks on the route and just steps in front of it. And Cooper into space, first down and a little bit more into Hurricane territory. $13:06 to go in the game and the season. Indiana. Oh, here comes Bain. And he'll get about a yard on the ground for Mendoza. Hands it off to Hemby. Gets inside the 40. Pass. Mendoza throws and he had his receiver, but he wasn't looking the wrong way. He was looking for a flag too, I think. All right, they used the timeout. 11 minutes left. Just under 11 and a half.
The best times in the world written all over them.
Deshaun Washington will visit Ohio State on January 23rd. Coincidentally, this is the last day to sign up for classes at Ohio State for the spring semester. Without a special circumstances waiver, we are assuming he is bringing a suitcase with him. That's funny.
The impact you have on young minds, how important and impactful teachers are. That's why ESPN, college football, celebrating great teachers. $5,000 for you and your school. Thank you, great teachers, for inspiring so many of us. The little tiny things that you do are seeds that you're planting to students. Thank you goes a long way. If you don't hear it. Thank you. Thank you, teachers.
Rehydrate every man's body. And the same where was Mike? Was leaving home to protect his family. And yours. We're with Tara. We're in Hollywood.
Sun Life Stadium. Look at that. That's crazy. When it was first built in 1987. Now you look at it, it's like, crap, that's crazy. Offense is out there on 4th and 5. This is the first fourth down attempt in the CFP this season for Indiana. Oh, no, they actually are going for it. 3 throws and wow. What a catch. Nice. Back shoulder catch. Oh, yeah. Nicker. Remember, he almost had the touchdown earlier. Hands it off. That's Black. Gets about 5. Almost halfway to the first down marker.
6'4", it's such where it ranked in the Texas play. On the Indiana loss, number 22 miles an hour.
Mendoza hands it off again. Few yards. God. To pass. Mendoza throws it over everybody's head. 4th down again. Let's see. Are they going to get even ballsier here and go for it again, or are we going for the 3? Haven't really seen much of Lucas. Huh. They're going to use another timeout. 9:27 to go in the game.
They're going to go for this. And what's at stake here? Potential going up by 2 possessions. They do too much to pass up. And worst case, pin them inside the 15 and you don't get it.
I mean, the same number of Mendoza and Radford's the kicker, both number 15. We're trying to figure what do you want out there?
And Signetti made up his mind. You can tell.
All right, yeah, they're going to try to go for it here and essentially damn near go for the jugular. 9:27 to go. Shotgun for Mendoza. Back to pass. Steps up. He's taken off. Breaks through inside the 5. It's own touchdown, Indiana. That's what a Heisman winner does right there. Look at that. Oh, yeah, he definitely broke the plane. Kick is up and good. 24-14.
Being denied.
That's awesome. By the way, that Mikhail Kamara blocked kick touchdown, that was the first blocked punt return for a touchdown in CFP history.
See if he's America's first. Fill the bits. That's not me talking. That's the soul. Faster, most reliable. That right, Graham. When you compare, no compares. Plain talk, strong signal.
Oh, that I'm clear. I'm always scouting for the full-time fans. Check out this year's lineups.
The ultimate tailgater doesn't just show up, she shows out. The superstitious. This game day rituals can change the whole game. The conductor, it single-handedly hype up an entire stadium. These fans deserve Modelo, because football is really football, not you. Difficult. Happy birthday. I think they're getting some good whisper. Nothing to play. What's the move? Did you mean like you passed it up, bro? Little bills. We think you're amazing. You know, Hoosiers doesn't cover with an official sponsor of the ESPN College Game. Radar Workers. Taco Bell survived 79 Domino's versus taking lavish adventures. The luxury with your faves in the $5 box. Be transported to move opulence with the $7 box. You are counting the lights of the sidewalk.
What? Bailey has officially entered the Royal Rumble match. By the way, me and JB Taylor might actually stream the Royal Rumble. Thinking about it. Not sure if it'll happen. Damn. For those who claim Stranger Things didn't kill characters, well, they killed characters. They were mainly just side characters. Like, we barely got to know them. Literally. Barb Holland died season 1. Literally, first couple episodes, she's already gone. Just met her, too. That's tough. You didn't even get a chance to really be like, oh, yeah, she's a really good character. Already gone. It's like, damn. That's tough. Like getting ready for the Browns practice squad. Nah. Okay, flag down. Renner. Of course, thing is, most of these were all season 4. Bob Newby died season 2. Barbara Holland season 1. 3 of the 4 here all went kaput in season 4. The nerd, newspaper dude, season 4. Eddie, season 4. Last episode. Chrissy, season 1. Oh no, episode 1 of season 4. Very last part of of episode 1. Fourth quarter, fourth downs. They're 1 for 6 in the first 15 games. 2 for 2 last drive. 9:11 to go. Back in the gun, running back to behind him. Back to pass. Dumps it off. Here's Tony. Tony. Phew, Tony. What's your name? Phew, Tony. If you've never heard of that meme on TikTok, what have you been doing? What's your name? Phew, Tony. Oh, God. That's tough. Sadie Sink play a character that doesn't suffer challenge? Again, in a contract. To play a character that's going through some stuff. Like, come on now. She can't play somebody that's just living a normal life. They always got to be dealing with stuff. Back, looking, Looking, still looking. Throw is incomplete. Overthrow to Marion. Heck, I mean, I've seen two shows where one, she literally gets stabbed everywhere, turned into a damn pincushion. She damn near gets butchered. I mean, damn. And then, of course, we all know about Stranger Things, right? I mean, she dies and then gets revived. And then, yeah. 10 Dynasties, SEC second place conference now. That's looking like it. Back. Throws it deep. And it's caught by Mary. Oh, he's going to say incomplete. Hit the turf. It hit the turf. He almost caught that all the way, too. Oh, Marion had to get in front of Hans. Otherwise, that would have been picked. Oh, yeah, he dropped it. Okay. He never even really had the ball. Okay. All right. Yeah, it was incomplete. Gotta love the camera angle. Thank God for alternate camera angles. I put it on top so when the thing is okay, and then shotgun for Beck. Head in motions. Back to pass. Back throws. Caught to the tight end. First down past the 35. Near the 40. Back to pass. Throws. Caught. That's Tony, go. Field, Tony. Jonah. Airfield, Tony. Yeah. If you've never seen that video on TikTok, I don't know what you've been doing. Live footage of the couple on ESPN's 4K stream opening texts of themselves and realizing they've been in the center of this camera for the last hour. They're like, wait, what? They're like, oh, that's funny. Back, looking, throws, ooh, almost picked. That could have been bad. Dangerous throws. Tipped and they fall harmlessly. My dinosaur rage, Jurassic Core. Here's Tony around the edge, 10 inside the 5 zone, touchdown Hurricanes. They have a response for everything. They just can't seem to get a stop. Kick is good. 24-21.
Impossible for superpowered individuals.
All Miami has to do is get a stop, and they have a legit chance to have this game take the lead.
Pass the ball. Yeah, I'm trying to just pass the ball. That's not my nose. Feels good to be heard. It feels good to go. As your host, I have some rules. First, no showering longer than 5 minutes. Listen to this fall. There's a rule.
Meanwhile, Virgo, get the vacation you expect, and never a hungry host. To test the toughness of the 3-year keys, he is dimensional turbo pattern. Do you be creative for the wettest spring? Hot. And it's fall. Then winters. All on one track. Prove these 3-row SUV as built for the unstoppable. Keith, movement that inspires.
Only just talked to them.
Live learning that will be towards it.
Wow.
But protein right means
Everybody can make whatever they want. There's plenty to go around. Absolute game changer.
if you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card. Open them, swirl the possibilities. But a while on everything you buy. Answer not with your purchase. Function of funds. You have access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up the world of possibilities. Capital One. What's in your world?
You go back to the fourth quarter, some of these ads had to make the plays. Dominating step over the fourth quarter and did. In Eugene, early in the year, he made plays, stepped up, hit it big. We all know about what happened against Penn State along Google with the put down. What a drive there to
Wow.
Touchdown pass. Attacking run each time.
Okay. Now it's Indiana's turn. You want revenge for 49. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, Pat Seahawks. I want to see JSN win a Super Bowl. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Because he couldn't win a natty with us. I want to see him win a Super Bowl. That'd be dope. Especially for Sam Darnold too. Yeah. Second and 7 for Mendoza. And I'll get a few yards. Third down. Oh. Oh dear. God, that hurt. Third and 4. They're 0 for 5 on third downs in the second half. 4 for 7 in the first half. Back to pass. Throws open. First down. And more. Oh, and a little extra. Refs don't blow it or anything. They don't throw a flag. Rolls to his left. .436 to go. One timeout left for Indiana, too, by the way. Gets to the 50. Miami fans are stressing out because they got to get a stop. The guy Swish on Twitter is like, man or mouse, 15. Mendoza. Man or mouse? Do you want this title bad enough? Huh? I want Indiana to win so they can brag about to Notre Dame. Be like, haha, losers, we won a night before you did. We won a natty more recently than you. Bitch. Oh, yeah, look at that. Ooh, that. No doubt Beckham got penalized for doing this when he was at the Browns. There was one time he did this. He got penalized for it because he did it at somebody. Throws downfield. Caught by Becker. Dude. Look at this throw. Look at this catch. Just goes to get it. Wow. They score a touchdown here. It's over. There's 2:20 to go. Hand it off. Hamby around the touchdown and more. Indiana fans can sniff it. It sniffs. It smells good. It smells like natty. Trust me, Indiana fans. Natties smell amazing. You feel different when you win one. Look at that block. Oh God. Oh. Remember 2024, right? Right after the team up north won. Remember what happened right after that? Quinshawn Judkins committed to Ohio State. I will never forget that. I was on stream when it happened. I was on stream when that happened. Moves. Are you a man or a mouse? Yeah, Miami just could not get a stop. Wonder what Pete Townsend gets from ESPN for using Baba O'Reilly. So CLEology on Twitter says, have seen this mentioned, so I figured I'd address it. Technically, the Browns can hire McDaniel at any point this week. He is a minority candidate, and the Rooney rules, 2 required in-person interviews, would not apply. The other 4 finalists have to wait for Schilhaas. Someone says he's biracial. He's mixed. He was part black. Yes. I did not know that. Oh, you learn something new every day. Now someone's gonna be like, you didn't know he was part black? He was mixed? No, I did not know Mike McDaniel was biracial. He was mixed. DJ Khaled. A lot of people will be like, why would you want McDaniel? It's the way I see it. You get McDaniel, right? And you put 2 really damn good coordinators next to him, I think he could flourish. I mean, people look at what he did in Miami, which he was good, for a little bit. It's not his fault he had Tua turn the ball over as his quarterback. The dude whose brain is practically gelatinous soup at this point. Get him a quarterback who has a functioning brain, and I think he could be good. To mention, remember, he was here with Kyle Shanahan and Mike Pettin. Never forget that whole thing. Now, if they bring in McDaniel, would they keep Jim Schwartz as a DC? That would be an interesting one. And then maybe they hire the heck would they hire to be the OC then? Udinsky? No, he wouldn't come here to be he wouldn't go for a lateral move. Udinsky. Please don't talk about it being better than OSU. Oh, it's not. I mean, it's cool that they win one. Everyone, remembers their first, but hey, if Indiana, and there's Hemby near the first down. If Indiana sends Miami into another 20 years of irrelevancy, hey, that's lit. That's lit. Getting sent into the irrelevancy black hole by Kurt Signetti. Hmm. 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 Ollie Becker, 70 yards, first 7 games, 4 receptions. Last 8, he has 26 and 544 and 3 touchdowns. Talk about an emerging stud. I said star, or I guess he could be. But to any IU fans that might be tuning in, enjoy this because this is fun. It's always fun when winning your first. I wasn't obviously alive when Ohio State won their first because it was like ages ago. But when it comes to modern era stuff, seeing your team win a natty, it just hits different. It hits different. All Mendoza has to do is take care of the ball here. 2nd and 1. You get a first down. Okay, Miami used a timeout. Okay. Yeah. This honestly should have been Ohio State, Indiana part 2. And I'm pretty sure if we faced Indiana again, we probably would have smoked. I don't know if we would have smoked them, but we probably would have beat them. And it would have been tough. And that's a false start on Indiana. That'll back them up. That's the left tackle. Got a little too, right there. He just kind of little. He's like, that's on me. That's on me. I got a little too anxious. I wanted to get going. Signetti's like, come on, man. Damn you. 2nd and 6. Hands it off. Gets nothing. Knowing Signetti, too, he'll go for it on fourth down. Because he's like, man, bitch, I'm going for it. I don't care about these losers. I'm going to put them away. Timeout. They have one remaining. So the benefit is, even if they do get the ball back, they would have probably 0 timeouts. And you'd be most likely down 6. But you look at it, that blocked punt and the missed field goal by Miami also hurts big time. You got to be careful if you're Indiana. The presence of Jim Schwartz in Cleveland is interesting. While I don't think the next Browns coach will necessarily be forced to keep him as DC based on how the defense has played and how the staff on the side has developed talent, it's clearly the preference of the folks there to have him on the staff in 26. Huh. It'll be as head coach. Oh, joy. I don't know how I'd feel if we hired Jim Schwartz to be the head coach. You'd essentially be promoting him. Hands it off. And he got stuffed. Oh, God, here we go. We're going to get a Carson Beck legacy drive. Field goal attempt coming up. Up by 3. Obviously, they hit this field goal, which this is Niko Radicic. Made a 34-yarder earlier. Six-point lead with no timeouts. Minute 47 to go. Radicic. Snap. Kick is up. And it's right down the middle. (27-21). Minutes to go, 91 yards. That's so mean. When you see someone using your driveway to make a U-turn or a turnaround, it's like, what's he doing? What is he doing? Look at this. Look at this. Oh, that's so me. All right, kicks away. Deep into the end zone for a touchback. And here we go. This is it right here. No timeouts. Down by 6. You need it. You need it right here. Matt McAfee is looking like a certified genius right now. He's the only one that picked Indiana to win.
Traveling to Miami, participated in a fulfillment plan. Playing against Taylor Polo.
Game on the offense. You're going backwards. Back it up. Back it up. Back it up. Backing up. Backing up. Backing up. Backing up. Back in the shotgun at their own 20. Back to pass. Pressure coming. Is going to dish it. It's incomplete. Wow. Back to pass. Throws. Oh, that could have been picked. And he's down. Uh-oh. And there's a flag. Oh, God. Here we go. It's Landino. Just took him out. Ooh. Hit him a little high. To pass. Back. Round. First down. Minute 24 to go. If Beck walks him down to win a natty. Oh, that'd be crazy. Like he did to Ole Miss. Back to pass. Looking. Looking. Throws. Oh. Get it down. Minute 12 and counting. Second down. Shotgun. Minute to go. Second and 3. Back to pass. Caught. That's Daniels' first down. Less than a minute to go. Carter Smith might not be able to come back to Miami. I mean, come back to Indiana if Miami does this. Oh, yeah. Because he win a false start. That's right.
It's going to be crazy. Big thing for Indiana. They're going to try to protect the sidelines. Keep everything advanced. And if you box it back, 3 starts in his career. He was exactly where he used to go with his football. Right now, they're trying to reinvent it. I don't even remember.
Career wins when tied or trailing in the fourth. Thank God his name is not Wheeler. But we'd really be calling him Walk Him Down Wheeler. Not to pass. Throws. I thought he hurt himself. That's sharp. He threw it practically right at the Indiana defender. When there's a flag, I'm guessing it's because the dude took his helmet off. Wow. Oh, Big Ten is about to win 3 back-to-back-to-back national titles. Ten supremacy. This part is all the 3 states are neighbors. Imagine being Notre Dame, right? You made it last year. You lost. You just watched essentially your neighbor go in and win it this year. Tough. Now, does this send Miami into another 20 years of irrelevancy? God, I hope so. Hate Notre Dame. Screw the freaking Irish. It's just funny to see. It's like those losers in South Bend crying, "Oh, we didn't make it. We should have." They get to watch their neighbors win it. Man, that's tough. That's tough. You have it. The Indiana Hoosiers have won the 2026 national championship. Kurt Signetti, second year with the Hoosiers, wins a natty. Call him Sig Natty. Oh, uh, I'll stop. Uh, wow. And the best part is they did it in Miami's home stadium. Right? Oh dear. Wow. All right. So, wow. Doing it in Miami's own stadium too. That's hilarious. You know. Well, okay. Oh, you love to see it. Congrats to the Hoosiers, though. Big Ten has won back-to-back-to-back national championships. Big Ten supremacy is real, and it's glorious. But I hope Fernando's ready to be a Raider, because I think that's where he's going to end up, most likely. I mean, I don't know. You never know with these teams. They could overthink it, and he could fall to 6 somehow, and we take him. Fun with your 15 minutes of fame. Back to dumpster. Yep, back to half-empty stadiums and getting crushed in the ACC. My, wow. All right, so I'm going to go through the box score and then I'm going to head out. And I'll see you guys for the Cavs and Hornets in a few days. I think it's what on Wednesday or something. Carson Beck, 19 of 32, 232 yards, a touchdown and a pick. The interception to seal it. Mark Fletcher, 17 carries, 112 yards, 2 touchdowns. Charmar Brown, 3 for 5. Beck had 1 for -7. Malachi Tony, 10 receptions, 122 yards, and a touchdown. Daniels had 4 for 62. Bauman, 1 for 22. Brown, 1 for 11. Fletcher, 1 for 8. Marion, 1 for 6. And Moore had 1 for 1. 3 sacks from Akeem Messador and Ruben Bain. And then for Indiana, Fernando Mendoza, Heisman Mendoza, 16 of 27, 186 yards, no touchdowns or interceptions. Elon Black, 17 carries, 79 yards. Hemby, 19 for 60. Nowakowski had the 1 touchdown on the ground, 1 for 1 yard, a touchdown. And then Mendoza had 7 carries, -8 yards, and a touchdown. Omar Cooper, 5 receptions, 71 yards. Becker, 4 for 65. Surratt, 3 for 28. Nowakowski, 2 for 17. And Hemby had 2 for 5. They also had 1 sack from Aiden Fisher. And then the interception from Jamari Sharp. All right. So, congrats to the Hoosiers. I already congratulated JB Taylor on Twitter.
They saw Parker on there. And I got to tell this is something nice. And it's, again, a lot of the tools in this sport be used by so many. From the roster, who massively helps develop this.
Wow. Winning a natty in your opponent's stadium that's tough. And now what's probably going to happen is, a lot of players from Miami and Indiana are probably going to, we'll see how many of them enter the portal. Honestly, I don't think Indiana's going to have anyone enter the portal, to be fair. Anyone major. Miami might be an interesting one. Ow, that hurt. I felt that one welling up in my nose for a while. Holy crap. It's only a matter of time before that came out. All right, so I'm going to head out. There's a look at the, what was that, Memorial Stadium or whatever the heck they call that place? The basketball stadium in Indiana. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to wrap this up. And, yeah, we'll see you guys in August for week 0 in Dublin. That'll be fun. Ohio State, now, Ohio State's practically done in the portal. Now it's all about just, waiting to see what else happens. It's only a matter of time before the workout clips come out from these winter workouts that the team has. And then eventually you get spring ball practices, and that'll be fun. Well, this is the radio call from Don Fisher. Voice of IU since 1973. Man, that just goes up to get it. He said, "Give me that." See, not even mad. I'm happy for him. David Adolph. What? Oh. One more go round? Oh, he's coming back? Okay. David Adolph. Okay. He's coming back for another go round? All right. Okay, so congrats to the Hoosiers and their fans, and enjoy it. Just saying, enjoy it. Nothing like it. There's no feeling like watching your team win a championship. And I've seen my team win, what is this? 02, 14, that's 3. Yeah. I've seen my college team win 3. I've seen my pro teams win 4, technically, or 3, I guess. 3 or 4. You want to count the crew? They've won 3. I've been alive for all 3 of them. But to be fair, I've only really started religiously kind of watching soccer or paying attention since like the Haslams took over, and they've won 2. They won the championship the first year the Haslams even had the team, and then of course the Cavs won 1. But yeah, there's nothing like it. Nothing like it. So yeah, off season's now here, just like that. Indiana won the Natty, and now it's off season time. And just to check to see if anyone committed right after the game, because like what happened with us and Quinshawn, remember that? That was fun. Man, I'll never forget that. Checking Twitter right after the team up north won the Natty, and I see we got Quinshawn Judkins. Oh, I was like, holy we got Quinshawn Judkins. I think I said that during stream too. It was crazy. I can't believe that. Literally, the moment the clock hit 0, boom. It's like, okay. All right, so that is going to wrap it up for this one. Have a good rest of your night, and see you guys in a couple days for Cavs and Hornets. So enjoy the rest of your night. Congrats to the Hoosier fans, and keep it going. With that being said, also screw Miami too. Eh, eh, eh. What I'm doing. Imagine not winning a natty. That's tough, right? Wait, that's tough. It's tough. Bye. Yeah. See you guys later. I'm out. Yeah. Oh, yeah.